Welcome back to Only Talk Sports, where we talk sports every single day, or at least we try to. Subscribe to the channel if you want to see more sports content. Hit that notification bell so you never miss another video. Now, what a week one of college football. It's been fantastic, and we're wrapping it up with one more game on Labor Day. Clemson versus Georgia Tech. It's kind of at Georgia Tech, but it's not at Georgia Tech. It's in Mercedes-Benz Stadium. But even though the LSU Florida State game was in New Orleans, and I said it was going to be a pro LSU crowd, it's probably going to be, I would say, a pro Clemson crowd. It'll be Georgia Tech, a lot of Georgia Tech fans there, so I don't know what percent it's going to be, but it's going to be a good game. But let's break it down and let's see who's going to win, and I think the crowds are going to be interesting either way. Clemson was 10-3 last year. Dabo Swinney, he's gotten Clemson 2 national titles. They did not have as good of a season last year, but people saying Clemson has fallen off the edge of the earth and is no longer elite, I think is a little bit ludicrous. We're going to need more evidence to see if Clemson is not elite anymore, and one season of going 10-3 is not it. Alabama won 11-2 one year. No one said Alabama was falling off the edge of the earth. So again, Clemson, still a great football team until proven otherwise. DJ Uiagalelei, he's their starting quarterback. Cade Klubnik, he pushed DJ for the job, but DJ's going to have to do better this season if he wants to keep the job, because last year he only threw 9 touchdowns and 10 interceptions. A lot of people said the wide receivers did not help him out, but they didn't, he didn't throw a lot of great passes either. Will Shipley at running back, he's a really good running back. He got hurt last year some, but when he was healthy, he was really, really good, and he's healthy now, and if he stays healthy, he's going to be a great running back for Clemson this season. Offensive lineman, Jordan McFadden, he's a really good offensive lineman. Probably going to be a very high draft pick in the future for sure. He's going to help, block for DJ Uiagalelei, and that's going to help Clemson out a lot. And on the defense, they have defensive ends Miles Murphy, defensive tackle Brian Breesy, and linebacker Trent Simpson. So all three fantastic players. Clemson's defensive line is one of the top 5 in the country, maybe even the best. They got a great defensive line, and they've always had a great defensive line, but this year just looks really, really good. On the Georgia Tech side, they went 3-9 last year. Jeff Collins, he's not gotten it done ever since he took over for Paul Johnson as head coach back, earlier in the last decade. He tried to change Georgia Tech's offense from a option style to a shotgun style like everybody else's, and it's just not working out. They just don't have a lot of great players. They had Jahmyr Gibbs at running back last year, and he went to Alabama. Again, Georgia Tech's just not competing in the NIL space. Georgia Tech's just not competing on the field. There's nothing that Georgia Tech's competing in right now. But Jeff Sims at quarterback, he's returning. He's good. He's a really good quarterback. I mean, he really tries, but they just do not have a lot of talent around him. Running back Dante Smith, he's not Jahmyr Gibbs, but he should be solid. He should at least, make Georgia Tech's running game respectable if the offensive linemen like Jordan Williams and the others protect and block for Dante Smith and Jeff Sims, and their offense should at least be respectable. And they have linebacker Charlie Thomas. He's a good linebacker, but Georgia Tech doesn't really have too many standout defensive players. Now, again, this is in Georgia, and there should be a lot of Georgia Tech fans there. And I know that a lot of people will say, well, Clemson struggled against Georgia Tech last year because Clemson's offense couldn't score. They couldn't do anything. But I think Dabo's got a lot of stuff figured out. And if DJ's not doing the job, he's going to, mix the ball around, get Will Shipley involved, and maybe even bring in Cade Klubnik. So I'm not really worried about an upset here. I have to say, Clemson is going to win this game. I think it's not going to be a blowout like a lot of people think. It could be a blowout. And Georgia Tech maybe could win. I mean, who knows? I mean, this is why these are previews and predictions. No one knows. But if I had to say, I'd probably say Clemson's going to win something like 31 to like 14, 31-14. I think Georgia Tech's going to try, but then Clemson's going to pull away late. Clemson's got the better football team, and I think Dabo's got a lot of stuff figured out from last season. He's not going to let his team struggle against Georgia Tech again. Hopefully for Georgia Tech, they play better because Jeff Collins really needs a win to kickstart, his, I won't say career. He's been at Georgia Tech long enough, but at least kickstart this season and hopefully get him off the hot seat a little bit. But I do think Clemson's going to win this game. Dabo, like I said, just too much talent, and he's a good coach. And I think they're going to win this game 31-14. Comment down below what you think about this game, whether Clemson's going to win or Georgia Tech can pull the upset. It's going to be very interesting to see. Subscribe to the channel if you want to see more sports content. Like this video, and I'll see you next time.